Hello, can anyone speak to confirm it? Am I audible to you all?
Yes.
Hi. Just a quick introduction about me. My name is Sikandar. I have been working as an Oracle database administrator for 12 years around. And today we will be covering, actually this short session is to for the upcoming DBAs and who wish to shift their role. You may be working as a SQL developer or PLSQL developer or any other application role. And if you wish to shift your role to Oracle RDBMS, this session would be useful for you. I hope you all have some idea about what is Oracle and what is RDBMS. We'll walk through each and every step. If you have any questions, please type in the chat window or you can ask in the mic itself. So I will be glad to answer the queries. So today, this is the agenda for today's short session. We'll give the introduction and we'll see what is RDBMS. And we'll have quick reference between RDBMS and NoSQL databases available in the market and what is their role, what is meant for those NoSQL databases as well. And if you wish to learn, we need to have some basic needs to learn DBA, especially the Oracle Database Administration. And we'll see how Oracle has been traveled so far. That is Oracle RDBMS journey starting from earlier versions to now. And what are the main difference between each and every versions. And we'll see the DBA skills. If you wish to get the DBA jobs, what are the skills you required to get into the IT industry to work as Oracle DBA, and what are the current top DBA challenges in the market. Once this is the first 7 slides, 7 points would cover the need of the DBA, what is the basic criteria to get to learn the DBA and to get the DBA jobs available in the market, and you need to give some sort of tough competition to other colleagues as well who may approach for an interview. Then we'll move on to Oracle Cloud Database, what Oracle has done in the cloud, because now the industry trend is like Oracle Clouds. Everything is going to be in cloud, and we'll see what Oracle has its own cloud, what are the benefits, what Oracle can or cannot do in Oracle Clouds. And we'll touch base the industry automations, because right now when you talk about industry, the companies are looking for the automations. None of the companies are wish to do any kind of routine manual task. So we'll just touch base that, and finally we'll have a quick recap of Oracle Autonomous Databases. When I say Oracle Autonomous Database, what Oracle meant is they have automated everything, starting from provisioning, creating databases, schemas. In fact, they also cover the performance tuning as well. But there are some limits which cannot be automated. We'll see what even the Oracle Autonomous Database can or cannot do. That is, the version of the Oracle Autonomous Database is 18c. We'll see what is the limitation on that one also. Fine. Then we'll see what is. Move on to next slide. RDBMS. RDBMS is a DBMS basically, which manages relational databases. Example, you have Microsoft Access and MySQL. The main difference between DBMS and RDBMS. DBMS is nothing but storing the data or files into specific file system, whereas RDBMS consists of multiple columns in which the data are stored. When I say multiple columns, based on the business needs, you may have a number of tables, and you can join between each tables to give the desired result which is required for business. You need to have some sort of basic understanding of SQL as well as PL SQL would be an added advantage. to understand Oracle, what Oracle does in Oracle in RDBMS. And each table consists of rows, that is records we call, and each table row consists of one or more fields, that is columns. You can have n number of columns in one tables. I think right now in 12c is the latest version in Oracle, where the number of column limited to, I believe it's around 200. I'm not sure about the exact value. And RDBMS store the data into collection of tables which might be related to common fields. When I say RDBMS, which means the developers, the Oracle SQL developers should be able to write the query based on the business needs. Unless otherwise the query is written, the RDBMS doesn't come into picture. So you need to have proper database design to have basically first you need to get the data, the required data from business, what is their needs, understand their needs. Based on that, you can design the number of tables and the way it stores the data into the table, and the developer should be able to write a query or PLSQL procedure to retrieve the data. So we'll see how it's being done. This is a quick recap of the ELA slide, the diagrammatic representation of the RDBMS. User applications. The end user or the other DBMS or RDBMS are when you go to banking sector or any airline industry, you will be able to see the banking customer or banking staff would do some kind of changes in the application. Like if you go to the bank to withdraw the huge amount of money, so after withdraw, the banking staff has to do some kind of changes at the back end. What they do is they just click the button, whether how much the money has been withdrawn and how much the balance in your account. So after once they get the data, they just need to click the button. But when they click the button, if you look at here, the user applications, in turn, the button click would trigger some sort of SQL query at the backend. So the query could be anything to modify the data, or insert the data, or delete the data. So these three things, insert, update, delete, are the core part of RDBMS, where you can do the transaction. The significant role of RDBMS is to have the transactions. Unless until you have the transactions, the RDBMS doesn't come into picture. Similarly, the end user, when they click the button, SQL query has been triggered in the backend, and the query could be anything which manages here. It could be update or manage data relation form only, and the data has been stored in the storage area. It is the hard disk. So it could be any sort of storage area. So basically, this diagrammatic representation to end user clicks the button, the query is backend, the SQL query triggered in the backend, some sort of changes happen in the RDBMS, then transfer to the storage area to pull the data, and if need be, if the end user wants some sort of result, the data can be pushed back to the customer, that is end user. The right hand side, you can see the relational databases. It is the number of tables. For example, it could be employee, it could be the department. If you want to retrieve the data, you can write the SQL query to have the join condition, which is not possible in the NoSQL databases or in any other non-RDBMS databases. You cannot have the data stored in the table format. Moreover, you cannot write the SQLs based on join condition based on the business needs. So this gives some short representation of what is RDBMS. Hope you all got some idea about what is RDBMS. And now we'll see what Oracle does into RDBMS, starting from the ELA versions to the current run now. Before we move on to comparing what Oracle does in the RDBMS, we'll have because right now, if you talk about 5 years back, 5 to 6 years, or in fact 10 years back, the NoSQL doesn't comes into picture to give the strong competition to the RDBMS databases. We were having Oracle, MySQL Server, and other few products who manages all kind of data, but the NoSQL comes into picture to by giving an advertisement saying that you do not need to write the SQL query to get the desired results. Of course, it cannot be used in the transactional database sectors like banking, airline industry, or any other companies who wants to have the transaction basis, who does the transaction basis business. They need to have Oracle or other RDBMS databases. But the NoSQL database, obviously, it doesn't need anything. I mean, you just need to write simple query. If you look at the first column reference, add a relational database. It supports powerful query language. Whereas the NoSQL database, it supports very simple query language. I will show you what is the query means, how simple you can write the query to pull the data. And DBMS has fixed schema, whereas here there is no fixed schema. DBMS allows atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability, which is not possible in the NoSQL databases. It is only eventually consistent based on the objects stored in the NoSQL databases. It supports transactions. It doesn't support transactions. Classic example I can give for NoSQL databases where you want to store certain documents and you just need to view the documents whenever you want it. Though there are options to store those documents in the relational databases, you need to write a query to store those documents. And the performance wise, the NoSQL databases plays a significant role to satisfy the customers to retrieve the objects. Either it could be documents, or you can see the Android. If you have Android phone, you can see the games. Those are all stored as NoSQL databases. When you want to download the games and play, you can just go and download and play. So you will see the dramatic performance improvement when compared to RDBMS. So each has its own pros and cons. We'll see what is these are the main difference between RDBMS and the NoSQL databases. This is another role which I explained in the earlier slide. The RDBMS stores the table in the the RDBMS stores the data into the table format. You can have, this is the columns. You can have a number of columns, C1, C2, C3, C4, and these are rows. How the data are stored in the relational data model. Similarly, when you compare with MongoDB, MongoDB is one of the product for NoSQL, what we use in our company. We use the MongoDB to store the documents, any kind of documents, and to retrieve on demand. So this is document data model. This is a main difference: relational data model and document data model. These are the products available in the market: RDBMS and NoSQL DBs. Oracle is leading the RDBMS. We have SQL Server, which is Microsoft, and DB2 is the IBM product, and MySQL recently bought by Oracle. So these are the RDBMS products available in the market. Similarly, NoSQL databases is MongoDB, Couch Database, Cassandra. This plays significant role in satisfying the customers to store the objects and retrieve on demand by satisfying the customer needs, that is business needs.